Hi, I'm Crystal. I bought a new stamp and I want to try to recreate the sample that inspired me to buy the stamp. So I saw it on the Tim Holtz Live when he was talking about the new Stampers Anonymous stamps for 2023. And I've got a link to the particular sample on the creator's blog as well as to the stamp set and all that stuff in the description box. So what I admired about the sample was the loose watercoloring and the stitching and just all the layering that is going into that card. So I stamped it 20 times and I tried to emulate the watercoloring, and I don't know how I did, but I kept 8 of the 20 to proceed, and then the other 12 I don't think those turned out well and I just discarded those. So then I didn't have the stamp set for the sentiment, but it was just a round circle with a sentiment in the middle, so I used a shot glass for the circle. And any non-porous surface can be a stamp. Now in this case, the markers didn't really want to transfer to the paper, but when I dampened the paper, the markers transferred very easily. And since this is all a very loose watercolor look, that was perfect. So since I kept 8, I tried to make at least 8 of these little circles. I ended up making 11. That's just how much paper I happened to have handy. And I just kept drawing around the surface of the shot glass, and all the markers washed off perfectly afterwards, so it was no problem at all. It worked out great. Then I happened to have a 1 3/4 inch circle punch, so I used that to get the circles, although scissors would have worked just as well. This is a very loose style card, so I think if I'd been a little uneven in my cutting, that would have been just fine. So after I had stamped these circles and punched them out, I put some sentiments in the circles, and then I took everything to the sewing machine to sew kind of crazy around them, and that was hard. I practiced for years not sewing crazy, so deliberately sewing crazy was kind of tough. And then I just chose my favorite out of these and put a little deliberate spatter on it and mounted it to a card front, and this is how it turned out. So I think I kind of emulated the spirit of that card with some loose watercoloring and some stitching all over the front and circular sentiment, and I'm really pretty happy with how it turned out. But take a look at the inspiration, take a look at my finished card, and let me know if you think I got the spirit of this inspiration. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for joining me today.